Hey everyone, Chris here. And in this video, I wanted to cover, is it too late to learn AI? Do you feel like you've already missed the boat? And do you feel like a lot of other people are already ahead of you, right? So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I have been meeting a lot of people who they are either older and they feel like it's passing them up, or for some, they feel like it's a fad and they'll kind of just wait it out. And for kind of younger people between 25 and 45, they feel like they kind of get it, but they're not what they would consider AI experts, right? So this video, I kind of want to cover like what that is and to help kind of break down where you think you should be in all this stuff, right? So the AI landscape is still evolving, right? Like it's still growing, it's still happening. New tools come out every week. What I always tell people is on average, about 1,000 new AI tools hit the market all the time. If you consider like on a global space, 1,000 is still pretty small, right? Because many places have rapid development in terms of AI tools and programs and websites. So if you think about what people are using, most people will probably say ChatGPT, right? Others would not even consider the landscape of there's, let's say, Claude. There's also Perplexity, but most people are familiar with ChatGPT, right? So I want to kind of like highlight the stages of where you think you should be, because again, it's not a race, it's not a competition. It's literally like what is your job? What should you use it for? And just learn those tools, right? So the other part that I kind of want to go into is the analogy of how technology kind of evolves, right? Because something new comes around and you have the first early adopters, and then you have the people afterwards who are the late adopters, which usually happens around like 1 to 2, 3 years later, that these are the people that finally figure, okay, it's here, people are using it, I might as well try it out, right? So I always go back to saying like, if you feel like you've missed the boat, you haven't, right? It's easy to go to the library, pick up a book, hey, ChatGPT for Dummies, right? And kind of get started right there. Go on YouTube, watch a video for like ChatGPT for beginners and see where that kind of develops, right? You might discover that you're going to start using it to maybe make recipes, right? You might also find out that you also used to write children's books, and AI can now help develop those kinds of skills, right? And that's why I made this video, because a lot of people feel like they've missed the boat, or they're on it, but they're not able to keep up with it, right? Because things are advancing too fast for them. And when I talk to people about AI, it always turns out to be this case of, well, I didn't know I could do that, or I can't afford to pay for this one tool because there's so many of them out there, right? And now that AI is evolving even more and more of these tools are all getting put behind paywalls, because for so long they had them free, right? Because that's how you build your audience. So I had a very interesting conversation with somebody today, and that was they are older. They're an older lady who has really embraced AI. And the reason why they embraced AI was because they wanted to make sure that they didn't lose their job. And they knew this. They knew that, right? And they talked about how they're reading everything they possibly can on AI. They're going to the library, checking out the books, doing these things, watching some videos, seeing what's going on, reading some of the research, and they want to keep up with it, right? And they're just concerned about making sure they have a job. And one of the things I tell people in a lot of my classes that I teach is AI doesn't actually replace jobs. It's the person who uses AI really well that replaces people, right? That's what replaces jobs. And so if you look at it as, well, I'm already an engineer, I'm already a coder, I'm safe, right? Well, not really, right? Because my job is to go in and show companies and individuals and people in general how to use AI more efficiently, right? So if that is the case, then we're still going to need coders, just not as many in the future, right? We're going to need engineers, just not as many in the future, because AI can go in and build a lot of that stuff. So if you're feeling like you're left out, you're not. Go watch a video, go read a book if you want. Or as I always tell a lot of my people in my classes, sit down and ask AI, hey, this is my field, this is what I do. Can you give me some examples of how I might use this tool? And go from there, right? Don't feel like you're stuck behind, and have that conversation. If ChatGPT is your go-to tool, sit down and spend 30 minutes every night practicing using AI, because I guarantee you, you're going to be very surprised at the progress you're going to start to make. You might discover something new. You might discover something interesting. And what I tell people is just treat AI like a person. Just like you're having a conversation with somebody in a different field, think of AI like that. So going back to the person I was talking to today, I said, AI can now take you into worlds that most people never thought were possible, right? They were reading a book. They didn't know if they wanted to continue the book. I said, you don't have to worry about continuing the book. Ask AI, hey, I don't think this book is for me, but does this happen in the book? And because AI has sort of ingested all these books already, they can ask the question, is it worth continuing reading? Like, am I going to be interested? And they might give a clue as to like, hey, if this is what you're looking for, the book ending is probably going to disappoint you. Don't worry about it. Here's something better, right? It can always recommend something more. And a lot of people don't look at AI as something that can recommend things or you can have a conversation with, right? Like I can go and talk about Of Mice and Men, and I can read the book, and now I can go back to AI, and now I can have a conversation about a character, what they were thinking, what they were talking about, what did this whole passage mean when he said this, and that is how AI is changing a lot of things today, right? So imagine now if you work in finance and you have all these documents that you're dealing with for a client, now you can go in and have that entire conversation about like, hey, I went through all your documentation. I went through all this stuff. I was talking to AI about this, and we noticed there's a pattern happening here. Did you know this, right? And that's something you, in your field, can bring back to your client or your work. And for somebody who is older and maybe already retired at home, you can use this now to build out all the recipes you wanted to build into a book. And now AI can go in and build that out for you, right? So I wanted to just kind of put this together because I know I meet a lot of people who feel like AI has already just gone way past them and they feel left behind. So my advice is go sit down, practice with the tool every single day and see what happens. And you'll be surprised what comes of it. So hopefully you found something interesting about this video. So I'm Chris. I teach AI courses around Central Texas. And I also teach in Austin. And if you're ever interested in joining any of my programs, I'll have the links below in the description box. You can find out more information. But go out, try something, because I guarantee you AI is for everybody. But again, it's only if you're willing to try it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Share it with somebody who might benefit. And if they're feeling a little scary about using AI, share this video. Maybe it inspires them to try something, ask a question, and you never know what's going to happen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.